Same as usual, Raju picks up several packaged food materials for the shop he works for. Huge bags are seated, waiting for him to transport them, not having a single thought to move by its own. From 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., he picks up packages, walks to the shop, and places the bags. Pick, place, and as soon as the package leaves his hands, he runs to pick other ones. Infinite loops finally tires him, but as soon as the bag leaves his hand and drops, he won't get his payment. It's all because of my father. He blames his father who died 2 months ago, leaving the burden on his shoulders by a title, first child. It's all because of his father who abandoned him in poverty, forcing him to drop out of school while he was the best student. Now his arm shivers involuntarily as if his arms no longer belongs to himself. He used to be the smart one with dreams who got education. Now, sweat flows down his entire body as his arms shiver throughout the 9 hours of work just to earn 15 to 20 rupees. Now, even smile abandoned him, just like his father who stole his happiness under the excuse of that. This is a typical story of child laborers all around India. In order to solve this issue, we must understand it first. Furthermore, in order to understand this issue, we must understand what causes it. One such cause is extreme poverty. This is because for most poor families, the wage of the parents is not enough for the whole household to survive. Hence, in pursuance to fulfill the basic needs, the youngsters who still need protection and an education are forced to work to financially support the family. Another major cause of child labor is the desire for profit or greed of the employers. This is because employing children is much cheaper than employing adults. Thus, employers make more profit by exploiting children. This vicious cycle is created due to this fact. As employers make more money, they hire more laborers, which increase the profit even further. This drives employers to further continue child labor. Moving on, there are massively negative effects of child labor. The principal negative effect is the loss of livelihood for the victims. This happens because by working, the children lose the opportunity to do what they desire. Due to child labor, the children are exploited of their freedom to have fun and receive education. Most of the victims of child labor suffer from the desire to regain their freedom. As you can see, child labor is a big and dark issue. However, solutions that could combat this issue do exist. One such important solution is the enforcement of strict laws against child labor. This solution has already been attempted to some extent by the Indian government. We know this because laws against child labor have already been implemented. However, these laws are often not enforced successfully or strictly. In addition to prevention laws, compensation laws exist as well. One such law states that all victims rescued from forced labor are entitled to 10,000 rupees from the government in compensation according to an article, Human Trafficking. However, this law is rarely enforced around the country. Seeing as most necessary laws are in place but not successfully enforced, the enforcement of strict laws is vital to eradicating forced child labor. Another solution needed to eradicating child labor is the education of potential victims. This would be vital because employers often lie to the victims about high-paying jobs in the city. Consequently, they are often just kept as child labor in India. By educating these potential victims about these lies, we put them in a far better condition to deal with those situations. Further, potential victims could be educated of their rights and laws, allowing the victims to better understand their situations. Additionally, this education should be focused on rural areas, especially in South India, where human trafficking and child labor often occur. Yet, no significant government attempts to educate potential victims have been made. What happened to Raju is happening to more than 60 million children in India according to NGOs. Though the details of the flow of events may differ, the general structure of the lives of these children are true. Broken hopes and dreams, blurry future. India has power to rescue them. As As mentioned previously, enforced laws and education are the keys to the end of child labor and the path to the day we smile because every children and clears out the fog in front of them, revealing the bright future. The day when children take education for granted. The day when every children in India can enjoy their rights.